Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and today we're going to take a look at some smart plugs from Teckin. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so we've been sent these smart plugs. These are the SP27 from Teckin, which are a company which actually are all over Amazon UK and US, so chances are if you've ever looked for smart plugs, you may have seen these already. You may have already bought them already. But I'm going to go through and give you a quick review and show you what they're all about and let you know my preferences and why I like them. So first of all, let's take one of them out so you can see. Now this is actually a 3-pack. So it comes in pretty nice packaging, pretty simple packaging actually, with your instruction manual, which is actually very detailed and works very well. I found it to work straight away. I have actually paired one of these already. The other two I haven't, which I will be doing during this video. So to begin with, this is the smart plug. Now, as you can see, it's a very small design, a rounded design. And if you look at the ones from competitors such as Hive, this is the Hive UK plug. And as you can see, it's considerably smaller, a lot more compact, and actually looks nicer in my opinion. So that is one good thing going for it already. So the Hive one is about £29 here in the UK. This retails as a pack of 3 for £29.99, so £10 for a smart plug, which I think is fantastic. Now you may have seen these already and thought other brands, and you've seen them offered similar price or cheaper, and you thought, I don't know, they look cheap, are they going to be any good? But I was actually really surprised. As soon as I took this out of the box, the plastic, the construction, it's really, really solid. Even the clicky button on the side to turn it on and off manually, it's got a very nice reassuring click to it. And this is one I reviewed a little bit further back. This is probably actually about 2 years ago now, so it just shows you how the technology's come on. This one, I can't even remember the brand. I think it might have been Miros possibly, but I'm not entirely sure. But again, look at the difference, completely different. It's they've managed to compact the Wi-Fi and all the technology inside it to make it a very smart and tiny device. And again, this one, the only difference with this one is it's got a USB port, but again, USB ports aren't massive and maybe that could have been integrated, but hopefully we'll see that in a later revision maybe. So anyway, there's size comparisons against competitive brands, some of which are massively expensive. In fact, actually, this one at £29.99 for the Hive system is the same price as all 3 of these. So that is a pretty good comparison. Anyway, so let's have a look at these Teckin units. Now these work on the 2.5 gigahertz spectrum. They're rated at 10 amps as being the maximum and the current draw of 2,300 watts. So going to be pretty much useful for most things. The list is endless. Basically, if it's got a 13 amp plug on it, within reason, you can pretty much use whatever you want. Now for me personally, I like to use these in the setup here at Mike's Unboxing to control things like our lamps. The studio lamps are all on son-off switches, which are a similar kind of thing, but not quite as elegant and not quite as well rounded or executed for that matter. Also upstairs around the bedroom and things like that, we've got lamps which turn themselves on and off. Also we've got a dehumidifier which also turns itself on and off. So definitely all sorts of things that you can connect it to. For me personally, I like to use it for the lamps. I have actually got one in the front room which connects to the TV, so when I walk in, maybe I've got my hands full with my TV dinner and I want to turn the TV on, so I can just walk in there and say the magic words and get Google to turn the TV on. Okay, so let's go back to the specifications. So specifications, this is model SP27. The working temperature is from -20 to 50 degrees C. Wi-Fi frequency is 2.4 gigahertz only. Got a input voltage, AC 100 volts to 240 volts. Maximum load current, 10 amps as we said. Maximum load power, 2,300 watts. You get a 12-month warranty, and if you've got any issues or problems or questions, they've got an email address on there, so support.eu@teckinhome.com. So any problems, questions, or anything's not quite working right for you, or you need advice, then that is the place to contact, or put it in the comment section below and I'll do my best to help you. So that's pretty much from it. Let's take one of these out. Now I'm going to plug it in. Now you're not going to be able to see this very well because the plug socket is over there, but I have done some B-roll so you can see what the lights look like on this, so I will be flashing that up on you. So essentially all you need to do is to install an app to control them. Now they do actually recommend using the Smart app or the Smart Things app. I'm just going to double check actually. The Smart Life app is the one they recommend. Now because these work with various different technologies, mostly based on the Toya technology and Sonoff technologies, they actually will work with different apps. So I actually, because I use the Otim oil diffuser, that's I think what it was then, that works actually really well, and I kind of like the app and like to keep it simple. I have got the U-Link one as well, which again works on the smart life kind of principles and technology. So they will interact with other types of apps, although they do recommend using the smart life one for simplicity. So if you want to follow the instructions exactly one for one, you can do that, but I'm going to do it slightly differently. So first of all, you set up your app with all your details, etc., usernames, passwords, which obviously I'm not going to show you on here because, well, why would you? So into the app, so this is all ready. So all we need to do is get one of the plugs now. I can't remember which one I've set up and which one I haven't. So essentially just plug it into a wall socket with the socket turned on. And when you plug it in, after a very short while, you should see the flashing blue light on the side, which is the manual on-off button. So in regular mode or common mode, that will flash roughly 2 to 3 times per second. If, for instance, you are having problems connecting in that method, you can actually put it into access point mode, in which case you can have a direct Wi-Fi connection with the plug and get it set up directly with your phone. If you want to put it into access point mode, all you need to do is press and hold the button on the side for about 3 or 4 seconds until you hear a click, and then release the button, and then you'll see after a few seconds the light will begin to flash a lot slower, once every 2 seconds I think it is. So either way, but the common way is generally the best way of doing it. So what we want to do now is we're in our app, so if we click on add a device and we'll choose smart plug, and in this app again at the top there I've got add device or access point mode. So if we were putting it into access point mode, it would give you other instructions on how to connect. So it just says confirm that the indicator is blinking rapidly, which I cannot see from here, but I'm going to take it as it is. And you get the information saying this app supports only 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. So if your Wi-Fi network has got dual band 2.4 and 5, temporarily disable your 5 gigahertz. If you need information on how to do that, go to the router's manufacturer and you should be able to find that quite easily. So it's picked up my Wi-Fi and also it's put in the password, and we'll just click on confirm and it says connecting now. Now quite often when it says connecting now and it goes through this countdown, you will probably hear the actual device click on and off as it just did, and that is a good indicator that it is actually connecting and doing it properly, rather than you having to wait for it to get to 100% and then failing. So if you listen out for that noise, it should connect straight away. And as you can see, by the time I've finished talking, it is already connected. So it says there, added a device, adding device succeeded. Not the greatest of English, but still, it works. So at this point now, we get the option to name the smart socket. Now, if you're going to be using this with either the Amazon service or the Google Home service, then you can rename this as something which is going to be slightly more memorable. Obviously, you can leave it as Smart Socket 2 if you wish to, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to change this and I'm going to call it Bulb, because I haven't got one of those on the network already, and just click on Done. And there we go. So at the moment the switch is on, that is its default state once it's been first set up. So just press the button on the remote, and you possibly heard that click in the background. That is the relay inside of the unit turning it off. So you can use this just as a simple remote control. So say for instance you've got a plug that you cannot actually physically reach, you can set this up, have it hidden out of the way, and then if you walk into a room you can just use the remote control, and as you would with a TV remote control, to turn it on or off. Again, you've got options on there so you can actually link switches as well. So there is a section there so you can link with switch 1, which I've already got set up, and it will link with other devices. Again, this is more app dependent, but you can link switches, so you could possibly go into a room, press one button and turn on multiple switches to maybe set your office up or your lighting up or whatever it may be. You've also got a timer and left time, that kind of thing. So you can set a timer, so say for instance you're away, you can set an off time and an on time, or vice versa, to make lights come on in your house whenever you want to. Alternately, you can have things like a timer. Now again, I've got the Otim Smart Oil Diffuser, which is in the bedroom. Now I've got that set on a timer to come on at 7 o'clock until 8 o'clock in the evening, just to get some nice fragrances around the house in the bedroom, ready for going to bed. So again, the limit of this is basically the limit of your imagination. Essentially, it's a plug socket, so you can make it do pretty much anything you want to with a 3-pin plug. at least for those of us in the UK. If you want the American version, there is a American version as well, which I will be linking in the description below. These are Amazon affiliate links, so everything you do buy from us does help the channel. So if you want to buy anything, even if it's not these actual plugs, if you buy something from Amazon after clicking those links, we still get a small commission. So I think that's pretty much it. The only thing really I could go into more so is actually how to integrate them with the Google and Amazon services. Now that is pretty straightforward. If you're using the Smart Life app, then you'd need to go into the Amazon app or the Google app and add that skill or that service. So just click on add skill, scroll down until you see the Smart Life app, and then you can synchronize your Smart Life account with your Amazon or Google account, and then you can use voice commands. So as we name this socket bulb, we could then go in and say, hey, keyword, turn on the bulb, and the bulb would come off, or turn off, whichever you want to do. Again, you can call these whatever you want to. The limit is purely your imagination. You can call them whatever you want. It makes no difference, although I would suggest trying to do something simple, just so you can remember it, and also so that the assistants will actually recognize what you're saying. There's nothing more frustrating than having to say things a few times to get it to work. So keep it simple and you'll find it works absolutely brilliantly. So all in all, I think these are brilliant. Teckin, I actually haven't used these before. I was very impressed how quick and easy they were to set up. It does say they only work with 2.4 gigahertz, but my Tenda Wi-Fi, as we've seen in the previous reviews, works on both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. And I didn't need to actually disable the 5 gigahertz, so the technology within this was actually smart enough to recognize the correct Wi-Fi signal and set itself up accordingly. So for 3 of these, for £30, and that is pretty much the same price for the US and the UK, I think these are fantastic value for money. Again, if you've got any comments or questions, feel free to stick them in the section below. In the meantime, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. Those have been the pretty cool Teckin SP27, and we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.